Hello and welcome to another video. In today's video we're going to be shooting the Leica M6 in the snow, and the film of choice for today is this. So this is Blackbird. It's a 64 ISO film, so I think I'm going to shoot it at 50 ISO. That way I'm going to tend ever slightly toward overexposure, and I'm only shooting with the Voigtlander today. So I've only brought along the Voigtlander 28mm Ultron, so we can only go to f2. Now I know that camera meters can be a little bit fooled by the snow, so I think we're also going to use the light meter app as well sometimes, just to make sure we got the exposure right, because the snow can sometimes trick your meter into thinking it's really bright out when it's not. Really annoying sometimes that the UK doesn't get much snow. Like the guys up in Scotland and North England do, but down in the south we very rarely get decent snow. I think it was 2 years ago since we last had decent snow, and I took some nice pictures. But I wasn't even shooting film at that point, so I took out my Fuji X-T3 at the time. I'll share one of these pictures now. There's one that I was actually quite pleased with. Although I did edit that snow in, the snowfall. It's actually just a cheeky little filter applied. I kind of like this building. I tried to use this tree here as a bit of a frame, so I kind of shot it like this. You guys all know what that looks like? I don't. When you got snow like this, it's just free content, isn't it? It feels like nature's just gone, you need some inspiration for a video, Adam? You were moaning in one of your previous videos that your local area is feeling pretty lackluster in lockdown. Here's a heap of snow. Now, I absolutely love these logs. Let's try and get a picture of these. Now, I really struggled this morning with picking what film to shoot. So if you guys were me, it doesn't snow very often. It's probably your only snow opportunity of the year. What film do you shoot? Do you shoot black and white? Because, well, everything looks black and white. Or do you shoot colour? So you capture like the greens and the browns coming through the black and whites and adds that little bit of extra detail. Now, I really struggled with that decision this morning, and well, I went with black and white high contrast because I thought it'd make some pretty cool images. But it was also a film I've never shot before. I've never shot Blackbird. So I feel like I'm kind of risking it a little bit in terms of my only snow day. It's a film I've never shot with. But yeah, I kind of like my decision to go black and white. But what would you guys have done? Let me know down in the comments. It'd be really interesting to know what you guys would have done in my position. I really like this tree line here. I'm thinking if I just get the trees and I don't get much else, whether I can kind of like single them out and get quite a nice contrast with like white, and then just a black line of trees. So let's give that a go without making my footprints too obvious across the field, because they plant crops and stuff here. So yeah, let's give that a go. So something I am trying out to try and counter like how bright and light this looks, because it can trick your camera meter. What I'm trying to do is sometimes if I'm not sure and I want to expose something that's kind of like mid-tones, is to put my hand in front of the camera so that my camera meter's for my hand. And that's kind of giving me a little bit of an extra help in terms of exposing for the mid-tones rather than exposing for like all of the bright white snow. Do you guys have a place that you just know that there's a banging photo there, but you yourself just can't seem to get it right? Now this is the location of one of these for me. I see this shot all the time and I look at it and I just know there's a really good shot there, but I just can't ever seem to get it right myself. So I'm going to show you guys it now. I've shot this maybe 100 times. And I'm never happy with the photo, but stood here now looking at it, it does look so pretty. And I'm going to take a photo. You guys will see the photo. Let me know what you think. I think I probably messed it up again. Something that I do love about this woodland right behind my house is how noisy it is. If I stop, can you hear that? No, nor can I. And I love it. Literally all you can hear is like the birds, you can hear like the deer walking around, nothing, literally nothing else. That's one of the things I love about photography, really. Photography helps me like get out, gives me an excuse to get out, go for a walk. Like today, if it wasn't for photography, I'd probably just sit inside. I'd look outside, think, oh, it's a bit cold, wet. Let's play the Xbox. But instead, I'm out on my own, taking photos and making content. It keeps me productive, photography. And yeah, I love it. Can you see him? Can you see the deer? I know this iPhone camera fully zoomed in here isn't ideal. Yeah, like there he is. There's sometimes opportunities like that that's kind of the only real reason I miss sort of digital photography and what I used to do prior to shooting film. So I used to run around with a 1DX Mark II at the time, which was basically the best Canon camera you could buy for like wildlife, sports, that kind of thing. I'd carry around 3 or 4 lenses weighing an absolute ton. And it's only opportunities really like that when I see wildlife and I'm like, yeah, I just really can't get them on a 28mm. Like, I don't know if you guys know the story of why I started to shoot Leica in the first place. So I went for a trip to the Isle of Skye on my own. Like I said, Canon 1DX, 3 or 4 lenses. I got loads of good shots, but I took something like 20,000 photos in the course of 3 days. It made me realize that I didn't take many good photos at all. Most of the time, I was taking so many photos that 1 or 2 of them ended up being good, but completely thoughtless. I was very haphazard, and I'd kind of been reading a lot about Leicas and especially M240s online. And to be honest, I was starting to believe a bit of the hype behind that whole like slowdown. So having been in the Isle of Skye for a few days, on my way home, I stopped at one of only 2 Leica stores in England, and that was in Manchester. So I purposely stopped off on the way home. The guy in there was so helpful. Like I had no intention of buying right there and then. He knew that, and just holding one, firing a few shots in the shop, sold. Instantly sold me. And about 2 weeks later, all of my Canon gear had gone, and I'd bought an M240 and a couple lenses. I've never really looked back since. Since then, I've obviously got into film. I bought an M6, and now got a bit of a Leica get-up. Interesting story, I think, about lightening the amount of stuff I was carrying, as well as kind of just slowing down, taking more considerate shots. But it is random wildlife opportunities like that I miss. Like one of my favourite photos was up in the Isle of Skye, and I had my, I think it was 100 to 400mm Canon, and I'd never have got it without that lens. If you know me pretty well, there's a tree I absolutely love. You'll recognise this from earlier in the video. I showed you a picture that I took on my Fuji. And we're going to try and get another one now in film. My family are out on a walk as well, so just going to meet them up, maybe get a couple pictures of the dog, see how they turn out. Been good fun. We're about to head up to like a local park now, so I'm going to come out of the woods. We're going to head to a park. There's a little pub. There's a few quite nice looking buildings, so we might take a few photos of them. But no, I'm really enjoying today. I hope you're enjoying this video too. If you are enjoying this video, please think about subscribing. We're on our way to 1K subs, and yeah, I'm pretty hyped about that, to be honest. It's a milestone that I've been aiming for the last sort of like 3 months. I've been churning out far more content in an attempt to get that up to 1,000. And I think that's probably it. So I'm going to take the last couple shots whilst we're up here at the park now. And that'll be it for this video. But if you've enjoyed this video, guys, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Like I said earlier, on our way to 1K, hopefully by the end of February. If you enjoyed the photos in this video, then please follow me along on Instagram too. And as always, we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.